Please join me in welcoming Professor Amy Ward.
Class of 2025, congratulations. I am honored to be here today celebrating your achievement. I am a professor of operations management. What do you think about when you think about operations? Let me give you 4 answers. The clueless person, none of you. You don't know. The operations student, some of you. You think about limited resources and capacity. The academic researcher, me. I think about sample paths. The University of Chicago student, all of you. You think where fun goes to die. I am going to raise my hand in this speech whenever you are supposed to laugh, because I once had a student comment telling me that they really appreciated my attempts at humor in class, but could I please raise my hand or something so that they would know when I was trying to be funny. All 4 answers are correct. Let me elaborate. Answer 1, the clueless person. You don't think about operations. Actually, this is the goal of any successful operations team. No one notices them. Let me explain. How much time do you spend thinking about traffic lights? Probably not a lot. Until a traffic light is out and you are in the middle of Stuckville. Traffic lights are really important, but they're not sexy. We need the traffic light infrastructure to be able to do whatever it is we want to do each day. How does this translate to you? Remember to take care with the infrastructure you build around yourself to support your goals. That is your friends, your daily routines, your office setup, etc. All this strengthens your ability to reach your goals. And as you are thinking about how you want your career to unfold, what is important to you and how you want to change the world, remember that sexiness does not equal importance. Answer 2, the operations student. When you think about operations, you think about limited resources and capacity. This is the textbook answer from class. Operations management is fundamentally about using the resources a business has available in as efficient a manner as possible to provide goods and services to as many customers as possible. The limitations on available resources dictate capacity. That is, the number of possible customers a business can handle. The issue is that resources are always limited, and as a result, capacity is never infinite. There is always a trade-off. Do I spend more money on resources to increase my capacity and expand my business? Or do I exercise caution and refuse to take on the required loan? The answer depends on the goal. Am I prioritizing growing my customer base, or am I prioritizing fiscal restraint? This is life. There are many decisions you are going to have to make in life, and decisions are always about trade-offs. You decided to matriculate at Chicago Booth, not at Northwestern. Okay, well, that was an obvious decision, no trade-off there. Now, to be serious, how do you make life decisions? The same way we decide in an operations management class. You have to know what is important to you. That is, what are your priorities? Answer 3 is a main theme of my research. When I think about operations, I think about sample paths. You may not know what I mean when I say sample path. I will explain, but this will take me a moment to get there. Decisions are almost always made under uncertainty. Business XYZ must decide whether to prioritize customer A or customer B without knowing how much each customer values their service. Suppose that after analysis, business XYZ decides to prioritize customer A, and as a result, customer B is lost. Now suppose business XYZ had known that customer A values their service very much and would have been willing to patiently wait for their service. The better decision would have been to prioritize customer B, finish customer B's service, and then serve customer A. No customer would have been lost. The problem was that business XYZ did not know ahead of time the patience of each customer. Business XYZ only saw the realized result of their decision. If we were to evaluate business XYZ's decision in class, then we would say that business XYZ made the correct decision based on the information they had available at the time, which was before the uncertainty was realized. The technical term for the realization of an uncertainty that unfolds over time is sample path. I use the notion of sample path all the time in my technical research papers. Now, you are perhaps wondering, what does this technical explanation of sample paths have to do with me and my life? Everything. When you make life decisions, you do not know how the uncertainties in your life will realize. And yet, the life decisions you make strongly influence how your sample path through life will evolve. I encourage you to forget about the benefit of hindsight when evaluating your decisions. Instead, ask yourself, did I make the best decision I could, given the information available to me at the time? Then, regardless of the outcome of your decision, either pat yourself on the back for making a good decision or learn from any mistaken logic you made when you made that decision. I encourage you to apply the same thinking process to cultivate empathy for others. Someone may be in a bad situation despite having made good decisions. And there must be a joke in here somewhere about how a call for hard quantitative evaluations of decisions is actually a call for empathy for our fellow man. Answer 4, the University of Chicago student. The University of Chicago student forgets the question asked about operations specifically and instead thinks about the university's moniker, where fun goes to die. ChatGPT told me the University of Chicago earned the moniker where fun goes to die due to its reputation for intense academic rigor and a highly competitive intellectual atmosphere. What ChatGPT did not tell me is that having actual academic rigor and intellectual atmosphere is amazing. Look around you. Your classmates are really smart and really motivated. That made you better. Look around me. My colleagues are some of the most highly renowned experts in their field. I really want to live up to their standard of excellence. That makes me better. It's challenging, and it's scary, and it's really amazing. So, surround yourself with people smarter than you and better than you, and take advantage of that. What comes from being in such an environment is truly rewarding. And yes, challenge is hard. That is the reason the explanation of the moniker that ChatGPT gives makes sense at a surface level. But that explanation misses the deeper level that challenge is fun. Imagine a life without challenge. Think how depressing that would be. Now go out and put yourself in an environment that gives you the challenges you want. One more answer. When you think about operations, you think, I love operations. I said all answers are correct, but that answer is more correct than the others. For me, this is the correct answer. I thought about trying to articulate the reasons why I love operations to you, but that misses the point. I just do. I'm not saying that I love 100% of what I do every day, but I do love 60 to 80%. That is probably as much as is realistic to hope for. During that 60 to 80% of time, I truly enjoy thinking about whatever I'm thinking about in an environment that is right for me. That is my parting wish to you. I want you to be spending a fair amount of your time thinking about something that you truly enjoy thinking about within an infrastructure that supports your important life priorities, gives empathy for yourself and others, and in an environment that challenges you in all the right ways. Let me end by directly addressing the international students in this audience and their parents in light of actions taken by the current US administration that negatively affect you. I highly value you. The global nature of the academic environment and the many international friends I have made and learned from is something I deeply, deeply treasure. Thank you all for honoring me with the privilege to stand before you today.